Alright, we're about to explain how to change out a cartridge in a Pfister shower valve. You need 3 tools. You need the Allen wrench that takes the handle off, located right underneath this part of the handle. You need a flathead screwdriver to turn the water off to the valve, and you're going to either need a Phillips head screwdriver or a Phillips head drill, which will work just as well. You take your Allen wrench, and they got a little hole located on the bottom of the handle, and you're just going to stick it in there and loosen your set screw up. Your handle should just pull off real easily. And you got this ring right here, which actually secures the whole trim together. By removing this ring, you'll see that you just take this off of here, and everything comes apart. You got your valve, and then right here, you've got where your flathead screwdriver turns your cold side, and then you got your flathead screwdriver where it turns the hot side off.
What are we replacing?
We were replacing this cartridge right here.
Why would we need to replace the cartridge?
If it's just constantly dripping out of the spout here, or if you're just not getting really good pressure to it, sometimes they're clogged up from construction debris, just several different reasons. But if you're just not getting mostly full pressure or a constant run, then that's whenever you'll replace this cartridge.
What about if you feel like it's not mixing in the hot or cold very well?
If it's not mixing very well, that's another reason. You know, like I said, there's several different reasons.
Let's change it out.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Right here, I'm taking this flathead screwdriver and I'm turning the cold side off. So you just place it in there, and you're gonna turn this all the way down as far as it'll go.
Clockwise?
Clockwise, yes.
What happens if you don't do this before you pull that cartridge out?
The cartridge will blow out whenever you go to remove these Phillips head screws. It'll blow out on you, and then it's just water will spray everywhere. So what we're doing is we're shutting the hot and the cold side off. Sometimes they're tough. You gotta kind of grab it tight. Turn this one clockwise as far as it'll go. Alright. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your drill, your Phillips head screwdriver, and you're going to remove these 2 screws. These 2 screws here are not part of the valve assembly. This is just taking this little trim plate off that actually secures it to the tub itself. So now we have 4 Phillips head screws on each side of this valve. And you're just going to take those, since your water, you make sure your water's off on your cold and your hot first. Then you can remove these 4 Phillips head screws.
Still have some residual pressure behind the valve?
You are. It's not much. You'll see whenever I pull it. Not bad. Okay, now that we removed the 4 screws, you're going to have this metal washer that goes around the flange. Sometimes it's a little tough to get out because it's a tight fit, but you pull that off. And now you can actually grab this valve and just pull it straight out. Sometimes you got to wiggle it. And see here, you got your washer. Sometimes your washer will actually stick to the back side of the valve. You're going to have to take it out of there.
Alright. Let's put the new one in.
Alright, this is the new one.
Get them side by side.
See, this is actually an old style cartridge, and this is a new style cartridge. Whenever you match these flanges up together, you'll notice that the depth is the same. So this clip on the back of this, which is actually removable, you're going to leave that on there if you're putting a new style cartridge in where an old gray one was at. Then you're going to leave this clip because the depth is actually the same. If you're replacing a black one with a black one, then you remove the clip. So when you go to put this new one in, you have to be careful that when you look at this, you're going to see that there's indentions on each side you know, north, south, east, and west, you're gonna have, each side's gonna have indentions in it. The actual deepest indention in the bottom, that's the bottom of your valve. Okay, so you're gonna put that right side up and make sure it's all the way secured in there. And you're gonna take this, just place it back over it. Then you're going to secure your 4 screws that you took out. You kind of want to screw them all in and then go back and tighten them evenly. All right. If you were to turn the water back on each side right now, then this thing would be running, because these valves actually come in the on position whenever you get them out of the box from the factory. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this, we're going to go ahead and turn the cold on. And we're going to take our hot side, we're going to turn it on, and now you should get full pressure. You just take your handle, stick it on there, and turn it off. Just simply put it back together.
Let's talk about adjusting the ring.
Okay. Right now it's in the off position. If you see, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this back on so you can kind of get a feel for where you're going with it. Right now, this handle, a lot of customers complain about how their water's not getting hot enough. From the factory, this is your temperature control dial. And what it does is you have grooves in here where it only allows this handle to turn a certain amount. See, so right now it's only going to be able to turn to where it gets to about here. The hot is actually located here. You could get a lot more rotation out of that handle. So what you do is you take this, you pull this clip out just a little bit, this dial. You take it, you turn it counterclockwise to where you really can't turn it anymore whenever this piece is in the off position, and you stick it right back in.
So you're lining your notch up with the A to get the hottest position when the valve is turned off.
Yes. Now it's going to allow you to put the handle back on.
Notches on A. From the factory, it's probably coming on this between the C and the B, right?
Yes.
Alright.
So now you're in the off position. You can actually turn this handle all the way up to where it's fully hot.
That's a wrap, huh?
Yep.
As far as reassembling everything the way that you took it off.
Yep.